Kevin Quaranto, and you're listening to my interview on Nation Sports Blog.
Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Justin Gotts, the owner and operator of the nationsportsblog.com. Today we have Kevin Quaranto, catcher, minor league catcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. Kevin, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. I really do appreciate you coming on our podcast and doing an interview.
Not a problem at all. I'm glad I could do this.
Tell us why you think it is important to connect with the fans, and where can we reach out to you?
I think it's important for kind of anybody, whether in sports when you're playing at a professional level, to be able to do this type of thing. And obviously with the social media today and Facebook and Twitter and blogs like you have and everything like that, it's a great way for us to kind of reach out to you guys and kind of tell you what's behind the scenes of the life, and I guess minor leaguer's life. So.
Now, growing up as a kid, who influenced you into the sport of baseball?
Well, I'm from the Boston area. Obviously, Boston sports are always big, whether it's football, hockey, baseball, whatever it is. And baseball-wise, the Red Sox, obviously. And watching the Red Sox play and having baseball, I've played since I was in Little League. And I just think going to baseball games, going to the Red Sox games, and seeing some of these big leaguers play, and you always say to yourself, wow, that'd be so cool to be able to do that as a job, and having that opportunity now is incredible.
Now, you said you grew up in the Boston area. Now, were you a Boston fan growing up?
Absolutely, yeah. I think if you're not, you're kind of looked down upon now out here. Boston's is definitely a huge sports town, just like Philadelphia, just like New York. And I live about 20, 25 miles right outside of Boston, so it's close enough where you can drive in and see a game, a professional game, where you can, even minor league teams that are around the area, you can go check those games out. It's a really neat environment to see sporting events.
Now, growing up as a Boston fan, I mean, you think of guys like, Jason Varitek, Nomar Garciaparra. Who was your favorite player?
Growing up, obviously, as a catcher, I played first a lot in college and stuff like that. So it was definitely the Jason Varitek type of guys, and those guys that weren't always the best players, all-star year in, year out, but were always the team guys that everybody kind of looked up to. And that's what I kind of do, work my game behind, kind of be a leader on the field. And as a catcher, it's kind of really important because you have 8 other guys looking at you, and you're the only guy looking at everybody else there, and you have to be the general and kind of take command, and that's just one of the things I really like about Jason Varitek's game.
Now, during your high school baseball years, what was that like? Like, what was the environment like at your high school? And, you had great coaches that helped you step your game up, but what was your entire high school baseball experience like?
I went to St. John's, which is an all-guys Catholic private school in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's Division I athletics. It was very competitive, and my junior and senior year had a total of 5 guys that are currently playing professional baseball. So we were very talented. It was a lot of fun. We were good. We had a good group of guys. We bonded kind of right away. We played 4 years together, and it was a great experience. And we played against top-notch opponents out here. And a lot of people don't think of Northeast baseball as competitive, but to me, I feel like it was the best baseball that I could find in this area, and it was awesome. It was such a great experience.
Now, after high school came college. What teams were really interested in you in the recruiting process?
Well, the recruiting process is difficult because I played as well as baseball. I played football, hockey, and baseball, so I wasn't sure if baseball was going to 100% just go to school for that, or I was going to try to go to some smaller Division III or Division II schools and try to play football and baseball. But in Massachusetts, you have the Boston Colleges, you have the Northeastern, you have the Holy Crosses, and you have those big-time schools that are pretty well known. So there was some interest there, and then kind of out of the blue, Siena College research on it, did an official visit, fell in love with the school, and it was a great fit for me. It reminded me a lot of my high school. It was a small school, but yet Division One. We played great competition year in year out. The Floridas, the Georgias, the Virginias of the world. It was a really good experience, and it's a tough thing because as an 18-year-old, you have to decide, well, where am I going to spend the next 4 years of my life? And it's a hard thing, but I'm glad I made the choice at Siena, and I couldn't be happier.
Now you said that you went to Siena high or college. What was your baseball experience like?
My baseball experience there was great. I played there 4 years, and after about the first 10 games my freshman year, I played every game. From then on, as a freshman, you kind of expect, like high school, you want to play right away. And there's older guys there, there's more experienced. And I got a shot early in the year, and I started producing, and I did really well there. Um, I put up great numbers year in, year out, and eventually gave me the opportunity to play at a professional level.
Now, after college, you became the biggest step in your baseball life, and you signed with the Philadelphia Phillies. What was the process leading up to you being signed by the Phillies?
Well, my junior year, I was hoping to get drafted. It didn't work out that way, but I'm a firm believer everything kind of works out for a reason. And then my senior year, we had a great college season as a team, and we did well, and we made it all the way to our conference championship game, and I had a blast. And I really because you kind of you want to play at the next level, and you kind of forget sometimes that, you know what, it's baseball's a game, and I really enjoyed it my senior year, and I had a blast with it, and when I got the opportunity to play, when the Phillies came calling after the draft, and I signed with them as a free agent, it was one of the best experiences. It was finally like, to me, all the hard work I've had all year long, all of my years previously, kind of led up to this moment, and the Phillies gave me an opportunity, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And every day I work my butt off and try to make sure I become the best player I can be.
Hard work does pay off, but before heading out to minor league camp, what advice did your college coach give you?
Well, my college coach has been coaching at the college level for 40 plus years, and he's had numerous guys play professional baseball, and the best advice he told me was, you know what, keep working your butt off, and don't go to spring trainings or anything like that expecting to, all right, now I'll start getting prepared. He's like, be prepared before it. Always be prepared. Always work your butt off and do the extra work, and in the end, that it will pay off, and you'll have many more opportunities that way.
In 2011, you began your road to the show, and you went from the rookie pioneer league to A level, and you were just bounced around for a little while during the 2011. What was your experience like at the A ball in Florida and also in the Gulf Coast League?
It was phenomenal because, like I said, I mainly played first base in college. So when I first signed with the Phillies, they told me they wanted me to catch. So in the Gulf Coast League, that's where I really kind of learned how to catch. And it was a great, you get to meet a lot of great guys. You get now you're great at that level. There's no people that, if you're not good enough, you're not going to survive. So you're playing with great players every day, and learning experiences, learning things about the game that you kind of overlook, picking up tendencies on pitchers, as a catcher picking up tendencies on hitters. Being able to manage the pitching staff, being able to say, okay, well, I just set up this guy this way. I have to make sure next time he comes up, I don't set him up the same way because he'll be ready for that. So that's what I really learned in the Gulf Coast League. And when I got the opportunity at the end of the 2011 year to go up to High A in the Florida State League, it was phenomenal. It was about a 3-week long experience up there at the end of the year, and it was just one of those things where I got to play with some really elite players and kind of just continue to learn. And that's the biggest thing that I've kind of came away with playing baseball at the professional level is you have to always remember to, you're learning each day, building on everything, keep learning, keep learning, keep learning.
Now, in 2012, you're with Williamsport Crosscutters. I am a fan of this minor league organization. A really great, minor league camp for you. Now, What are we to expect from you in 2013 as the new year approaches?
Well, in 2012, I was in Williamsport and I had another great experience. Continued to learn, and towards the end of the year, I worked with our manager Andy Tracy and our hitting coach Rafael Lima just show us a little some things around the plate, hitting wise, and catching. Just the more and more you catch, obviously the more and more you learn. So in 2013, I'm really trying to put the table with just that continued hard work, that continued get better each day mentality. And I feel like so far I've been this off season I've been really striving and trying to get those goals and become an everyday player and really be an impact guy that can continue to move up the ranks in minor league ball with the Phillies.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. If you could compare yourself to any currently or current active MLB catcher, what catcher would you compare yourself to and why?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I'd probably say maybe Joe Mauer. He's a big guy. I'm a pretty big guy, relatively same type of build. He's not a big power guy, but he's a gap to gap hitter. That's how I feel like I am offensively, and he's great behind the plate. He takes pride in it. And he's the kind of the hard-working type that, yeah, you don't always see the goods in his way, but you always kind of see him working his butt off, trying to get better each day.
All right, for the final question, what advice can you give to high school athletes wanting to play professional baseball?
You know, my biggest advice, and I've talked with giving hitting lessons and stuff like that. I've talked with a lot of kids about it. Is it's a hard thing to do, but you gotta just baseball's a game of failure, and it can be a hard thing when you're not succeeding all the time. But if you work your hardest, and you keep working hard, everything kind of pays off in the long run. You know, there's a lot of guys that have the talent but don't utilize it and don't get it better. There's always someone better out there, better than you out there. So you just want to continue to work hard and keep getting better and try to become that best player you can be.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it. You're the first ever Philadelphia Phillies prospect to come on the Nation's Sports Blog. I really do appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your time, and this was great. Thank you so much.
All right, you have a good rest of your day, man. I do really do appreciate it.
No, not a problem.